Hi everyone, welcome back. This is going to be a special video as today my account is turning 1. Can you believe it? I don't. I started this channel just to get my creativeness out there, but also to teach others that you don't have to craft with expensive, fancy name brand items. Sometimes the things you have at home or the things you can find at a cheap dollar store will do. Art and crafting does not have a budget, and I feel like there's a stigma where if you're a creator, you need to have the fanciest things out there, the name brand things. If you must have everything, or else you're not considered a real artist or creator. But I think that's far from the truth. I think art comes from the heart, and whatever you express with that is art. I came from a very low income home. My dad was on disability and my mom couldn't really work. And, we grew up on hand-me-downs from other people. We shopped at discount stores for like uniform and basic clothing. We would go to yard sales, sometimes thrift stores. So, now I'm in a slightly better place where I can go to Michael's and get something if I'd like. I'm not at a place where I can like go on a shopping spree and get like $100. Not $100, but like a lot, But if I choose, if I needed a supply, I can go comfortably and get it. And it's a bit different now because sometimes I even feel guilty buying said item just because I feel like I could have bought a bottle of glue at Dollar Tree instead of going and buying the fabric tack glue. But I've been mastering my craft. I've been bettering it. I'm not saying I'm unprofessional in no way, shape, or form. I am still learning. I still consider myself a beginner, and it's really interesting how people just judge. So I just wanted to put out a quick reminder that this channel, is a judge-free channel. We are here to learn, either strategies or, dupes or different types of, crafting ways. I hope that I am able to show and teach and help those out there. A couple people have reached out to me and said that they have kids and they wish they could craft with them or have like a crafting friendly like advice. So I've decided to start a series which is junk journaling with kids, and it's going to include a lot of Dollar Tree hauls because Dollar Tree has a lot of junk journaling things for kids, literally. So I'm going to be going to the 99-cent store. I'm going to be going to Target. I'm going to be going everywhere and finding the cutest things kids could use for junk journaling. And here's the thing. Junk journaling is very expressive. It does not have to be the whole vintage, grunge, all that. No. Okay? If you feel like sunshines and rainbow and you want to make a spread of sunshines and rainbow or a journal of sunshines and rainbow, then you make a journal of sunshines and rainbow. The main thing of junk journaling is making things out of the things you already have around you or in hand. That's what a junk journal is. It's meant to be made with junk, what people consider trash. Like that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. That's what junk journaling is. So I feel like we need to stop generalizing what junk journal is in a fancy way and really show what real junk journaling is and what it can be. I have cats, so if you hear a noise, it's my cats. So yeah, that is something that's going to be coming up, junk journaling with kids. I don't know if that's going to be the title or if I'm going to I don't know, should I do like junk journaling with kids or junk journaling and friends? I'm not sure, but anyways, I have a Q&A. I just noticed I was rambling, but I just wanted to show some ideas that I will be bringing up to here. I'm starting a file folder series, as well as I'm starting I'm bringing back my paperback series because I only made like 2 videos of those, and I have literally a notebook with like 4 pages of ideas. I'm going to start my junk journaling supplies that you can get from Dollar Tree series again. I'm bringing that back, and I'm gonna bring up either like 1 or 3-parter episode. So it's not gonna be a series like a long series, but it'll probably be a short series. So please stay tuned. I have so many ideas. I just need to write them down and schedule them, record them, and post them. So if there's anything you want me to film, anything you want me to try out, test, review, let me know. Also, one quick thing, I have opened an Amazon storefront, so I will be showing hauls from Amazon, and a lot of people ask for the link. So I now have an Amazon storefront. You're more than welcome to go on my Amazon storefront and purchase the item from there and add them to your wish list, add them to your cart, and just get them instead of having to search. Because one of my struggles is I see a creator who bought the specific stamp kit, and I really would like it, but then searching for it online on Amazon, sometimes you can't really find it because you're not putting in the keyword or the specific title of what it's called. So I just wanted to make it easier for you guys, and instead of just tagging all the links in the comments, which would be kind of like a hassle if you want to get more than one item, I just put them all in my storefront. It'll be all there connected with your Amazon, so you can just add it to cart. Easy. Okay, so I got you guys there. Okay, Q&A. I have my questions written down, so we're gonna be starting. I want you to stare at something pretty because my hair's a mess and I am not having a great day body wise. So I'm trying to see if I can put something pretty in front of you so you guys can just watch it. I'm going to be working on my butterfly journal. This is going to be a page that I'm going to be working on. Actually, I got 2 pages. But, okay. Which is that? So, you're more than welcome to stare at this page. Okay. These are questions asked by you guys, either on my Instagram or my group. I should have asked you guys here too, but I am a slow thinker right now. I'm struggling with my mental health, as in where my brain is just not there right now. So I'm slow right now. So I'm trying my best, but I'm just not being able to catch up quickly. So if I answer something incorrectly and you know the correct way to say it or the correct way to do it, you're more than welcome to correct me in the comments, because I don't know anything, and like I said, I consider myself a beginner. I'm still learning. So okay, let's get started. Personal questions. I only have a couple because some of you guys have asked me personal questions, and I really haven't found the perfect way to answer them in a video, so I thought I would just answer them here. The first one is, where are you from and where do you live now? I am from Los Angeles, California. I grew up in LA. I'm an LA girl. I literally went to school in what's considered La Brea area, so it's literally like right next to Hollywood. I was going to go to a school called Hollywood High, but I ended up going to another school where actually a celebrity went, not to brag, but yeah. But yeah, I grew up in LA. I grew up specifically in the area of Koreatown. I believe it or not, it's not just Koreans there. Yes, there's a lot of people who are Korean, but there's also a lot of other cultures and ethnicities. That's something I love about LA, is that there is so much culture out there. There's restaurants for every single culture. I'm not saying they're all the cultures, but every single culture or something in between. You're craving it, LA has it. And now that they're taking the healthier spin, there's a lot of healthier places like vegan options, vegetarian options, gluten-free options. Your girlie is a gluten-free intolerant person. So I just found out that I'm sensitive to gluten. I'm not allergic, but I am sensitive, so it does upset my stomach. But I try my best to eat things that are not so high in gluten. But I'm human, okay? I'm sure you guys have heard jokes about lactose intolerant people, how they, have lactose intolerance issues and they still eat a pizza. That's me sometimes, okay? I sometimes choose to do things that will hurt me, but in my mind they're worth it. Anyways, so yeah, LA. Next question. Do you have any siblings? Yes, I have a sister. Her name is Kimberly. She is 3 years younger than me, so she's my little sister. But you wouldn't know that because she's taller than me. She's like, I think 5'4" or 5'6", and I'm 5'1". So she's taller than me. So most people, when they see us, they assume that she's the older sister. And when I tell them, no, I'm actually the older sister, they're like, oh, okay, that's weird. So yeah, she's currently in Boston going to law school. I am so proud of her. She has done so much in her school. She's the person that would... Is that a fly? I swear. If you guys don't know, my apartment is outside. It's like a house. So when I open the door, it's starting to get summer and spring season, so flies get in. It's annoying. I have fly traps, so hopefully it'll get in a fly trap. But ignore that. Anyways, so she's going to school in Boston, and I couldn't be any prouder of her. I will not mention the school for privacy reasons, but I am very proud of her. I'm sure if you go on my social media, though, you can see I've tagged her and check her out. But I don't even know if her account is private. But yeah. I can always share a picture, though, if you guys would like to see who she is, because she is a beautiful person. Okay, next question. Favorite holiday? I want to say lately, my favorite holiday has been Christmas. I really enjoy Christmas, especially spending with Isabella, and we go to something called Christmas Tree Lane, which is very popular here in Fresno. It's like the attraction around Fresno. So a lot of people from nearby cities come to Fresno to go to Christmas Tree Lane. It takes like 2 hours to drive, but it's completely decorated, lights everywhere, houses head to toe covered in Christmas lights. They even have cartoon characters. Literally, they go all out. There's even funding for that event, and I went last year and it was amazing, and I feel like every year it just gets better. Unfortunately, with COVID, they only allowed driving, because they would allow also walking day, so you can walk around the Christmas Tree Lane and take pictures, and but now with COVID and everything that happened, it's just now driving allowed. But it's still very beautiful, and they even have a radio station that you can turn on and blast Christmas music that's matching to what you're seeing, which is so cool. So if you guys live near Fresno and you guys want to check out Christmas Tree Lane, highly recommended. Bucket list worthy. Okay, so yeah, favorite holiday. Do you have any other hobbies? I do. I pen pal. I had to take a break from pen paling because my health was just horrible, but I pen pal. I also like to do something called Zentangle. If you guys do not know, I can write the word down below and then you guys can Google it. Zen and then tangle, like tangle, like you're tangled, like the movie with Rapunzel. So Zentangle. I honestly prefer to do it black and white. Some people choose to do color, but I prefer the black and white because I've been obsessed with optical illusions and patterns. I love even patterns. It My brain gets happy. So yeah, I do Zentangle. I also do other kinds of paper crafts, not just junk journaling. I love creating stationery, so I like designing my own envelopes and my own writing paper and my own notepads and journals. I'm actually working on releasing a couple journals. The first ones I'll probably be releasing are the dotted journals. So I'm designing the cover, and then I'm gonna add some dotted journals to my shop, and then I'll probably add actually designed journals, where the inside has prompts and things like that. I want to do mental health journals, so I am working on a stationary point of view. So yeah, I'm very excited on that. See, any other hobbies? I don't know if this is a hobby, but I have curly hair and I really enjoy taking care of my hair and investing my time in watching videos and educating myself on hair care. I've started treating my hair for 2 years now, and actually I cut all chemicals, just natural products, vegan sometimes, and they are chemical free. So there's a group called the Curly Girl Method, and the Curly Girl Method is products that are completely natural or completely strong chemical free, and it's like a process. You heal your hair, and then eventually you treat it, and along the time your hair gets more definition, more color, more shine. It is a little bit strict, but I don't follow it, to the T. But I have tried products that they recommend and some that they don't. But I've been trying to work to find what works best for me, and I have noticed a huge change in my hair. So yeah, that's another thing. If you guys would be interested in me explaining a little bit more of the Curly Girl Method and curl health things, I can recommend a couple. I've been doing it for 2 years, and my progression has been getting so much better. I am no longer getting split ends, dry ends. I cut my hair maybe every 6 months or to a year. I just did a big chop, so it was a bob, and it's slowly growing, and I'm probably not going to cut it for another year. And then I'll probably do, even if I do cut it, it'll probably be a trim, like just a couple inches, and then I'm letting it grow. I wanted my short girl moment. I had it. I got bangs. I wanted my bang moment. They're growing out. I don't know if I'll get bangs again, but I really do enjoy them, but they are a task. So if you are considering getting bangs and you're a curly girl, just know that you're gonna have to readjust them every single day and wear a bonnet. Even if you have straight hair, wear a bonnet. It cuts frizz, it cuts damage. Just wear a bonnet. Okay. Do you have any pets? Yes, I do. I will be including a picture of my pets now. So I have Loki. He's the black and white cat. I have Lucky. He's my older black kitty. And I have Uriel, the baby black kitty. My mini panther, as I call them. Both are my panthers, but he is my mini panther. And they are so cute. I've had them for a couple years now. The oldest we've had, Miss Willa and I, has been Loki, and then about a year in, about 6 months in, when I moved in, we got Lucky, and then 2 years down the lane, we got Uriel. It was actually a birthday present for. Actually, I went in to buy guinea pig food because I guinea pig at a time. And I saw this cat, and I'm like, oh my god, you have to see this cat. So I sent her a picture. She comes in and adopts the cat. I'm like, listen, I was just showing you the picture of the kitty. Okay? You buying it, that's all you. So, yeah. So that's how we ended up with 3 cats, even though our apartment only allows 2, but nobody's asking, so we'll leave it at there. Are you working on any journals right now? I am. I started working on my butterfly journal. As you can see, the sheet is going to be used in my butterfly journal. I am so excited. I'm probably going to make 2 butterfly journals because I realized that I ended up going through my paper pads, and I literally pulled out any butterfly sheet I could find. And I have a lot. So I'm going to divide them by 2. I bought half a yard of fabric, so I should have enough to cover it. So yeah, I'm gonna do 2 journals. They're both gonna be different. I want one to be just butterflies, and then the other one's gonna be more butterflies and floral. So we'll see how that goes. So yes, I'm currently working on a journal, and I have not made a list of what I want to do next, but I do know that I want to work on the butterfly journals right now. And then I'm not sure. I honestly do not know what my next journal will be. Usually when I'm closer to the end on the journal I'm actually working on is when I start getting the idea for the next journal. So, because I start getting a little tired of it, and then my brain's like, okay, you need to do this instead. Hi, kitty. Okay. And then last question for the personal. What do you watch or listen to when you're crafting? Okay, lately I've been watching podcasts. One of my favorite podcasts would have to be Two Hot Takes. I've been watching that one a lot. I started watching Murder Mystery Makeup, but I watched the videos on YouTube, but they're still on the podcast app, so sometimes I listen to it in the car or something. What's the other one? I listened to one with Kimberly. I forget her name, but her name is Kimberly. True crime, basically. And then the other one is with Kendall, right? I think her name is. So that's true crime. And then one that I've been watching because my sister's in law school, and this girl's a lawyer, and she's really, really funny. Her name, I don't remember her name, but I do remember her podcast. It's called The Rebuttal. If you have not seen her on TikTok or have not watched it, she does have a YouTube account too. I will link them. But yeah, she is so funny. She just started. She only has like 2 or 3 episodes. So, but the first one was about a girl getting arrested for eating 1 French fry, and the whole thing. So if you like listening to like legal mumbo jumbo, or like, you know, like sarcastic humor, she's ideal. Sarcastic, sometimes dark humor. But yeah, and then another one that I watch podcast wise or TV show wise, I was watching Forensic Files. I already caught up with that. There's a new one called Forensic Files 2. I have not watched. I've watched a couple episodes of that one. I've watched I watch random videos, crafting videos as well. Just if I'm inspired of something and I can find something similar to what my brain is thinking, I'll look it up, I'll watch the video, and then make my own take on that with the inspiration. If I feel like it's close enough to their thing, I will give them credit, of course. But if it's more original, then I will, of course. But I will always mention who inspires me, or at least if I can remember who inspired me, I will either tag them. So I do not like not giving people the credit, because it's so messed up not giving the person their credit. So yeah, I also listen to music. I listen to like current pop music, mainly like Lizzo and like, you know, pop. But I also do like Latin music, like his music in Spanish. I like Bad Bunny. I like Becky G. But I also like my oldies. Okay, so sometimes I'll be listening to 80s music, 90s music, 60s music, 70s music, literally. It honestly depends on my mood. Isabella has gotten me into K-pop, so I've been listening to K-pop. Right now I really am into BTS, but also I do enjoy Stray Kids. And EXO sometimes. Um, let's see. Oh, and also Blackpink. Um, what else? I do enjoy classical music. I used to play the piano, so specifically piano classical music I really enjoy. Um, I do enjoy opera to an extent. I really have to be in the mood for the opera though. But for example, I went to go see the Phantom of the Opera. I know that's not technically considered an opera, but I do like musicals, so sometimes I will be listening to Broadway musicals or just musical movies, soundtracks. I love theater musicals. Huge fan of them. I actually went to go see the Phantom of the Opera live. I went to go see Hedwig and the Angry Inch, and I've seen one more. Have I? No, I don't think I have, but I think Isabella also watched The Little Mermaid on a Broadway tour, so she got to see that, which was really cool. And then The Little Mermaid's coming out. I'm so excited. Isabella and I already bought the tickets. We're going with a coworker of hers, and I'm so excited because from what I've seen, it looks really good, and I think she will do an amazing job. And her red carpet look, or her blue carpet look, she killed it. Anyways, so that concludes my personal Q&R. Now I'm going to do the crafting ones. It is 2 pages long, but it's like each question has like 5 or 6 questions. So it's like 12 questions, okay? So the first one is, where do you get your inspiration from your designs? I do design some, like I said, stationery and things like that. Mainly my inspiration comes from what I consider is somewhat on trend right now. Not on trend like, you know, on what's on TikTok or whatever. No. I mean like what people need at that time. Like right now there's a high demand for mental health items or, you know, support, because there's a lot of people who are going to therapy and a lot of people who are finding out they also struggle with mental illness. I myself struggle with mental illness, and I feel like there's not a lot out there, and there is a demand on it, and people are just not really creating things out there for people with mental illness. So I am writing and creating what I feel like I've needed in my situations. So for example, in the journal I'm working on for mental health, I put a therapy notes, and then a before therapy notes, and an after therapy notes, because sometimes we want to tell our therapist things but we just do not remember. So why not have a before therapy notes where you can write down everything you want to tell him, and write down thoughts, questions, medication questions you want to ask, because sometimes when you're in that moment and you're very emotional, opening about things you're struggling with, you're not necessarily thinking about all the questions you might have in hand. You might blank because emotion does that. So I thought that would be a really cool way to help out people. I'm also starting to do a chronic illness journal because I struggle with chronic illness, and same thing, I feel like there's so much demand and not enough people creating things for people with chronic illness. So I mainly get my inspiration from my own struggles, but also from what I feel people really need out there. Right now I feel like a lot of people are into butterflies, and I myself am starting to appreciate butterflies. I actually used to be terrified of butterflies. Funny story. And moths. I'm still terrified of the big moths, but the butterflies, I'm doing better. When I was in 5th grade, I went to the Natural History Museum and they had a butterfly exhibit. Well, as you guys know, I have curly hair and I wear a lot of natural floral hair products. So my hair was wet and it was still, the products were fresh in because this happened like at like 8 in the morning. And we go inside the butterfly exhibit. Literally, it's as if somebody blew a whistle. Almost all the butterflies flew on my hair and literally covered my whole head. I, of course, panicked and started running, and I felt like they were gonna, get to me. Of course, I didn't know at the time that they don't bite, but, my dad went, and he had to take me out and basically apologize for not giving me a heads up about butterflies not biting or stinging or whatever. And he basically explained that butterflies are not really into biting humans, that they are more into flowers, and that as long as I'm holding that little citrus cup that they give you and try to bring their focus to that they should not come back to my hair. So I went back in and a couple did go back on my hair, but I remembered that they don't sting, and I fed them the little cup drinks that they give you, and then I stepped out and I told myself never again. And ever since then, I've been afraid of them. I know they're not going to bite me, but just the fact that they're a bug, and I don't know. But lately, I've been seeing a couple, and I actually find a beauty in them, and they have not bothered me. Moths, on the other hand, do still, but I'm coming around to butterflies, so baby steps. Isabella said that when she was in Tennessee, moths would land on her hand and she would pet their furry bodies and they would purr, and I'm like, that is absolutely horrible, but that is me. Anyways, I'm getting off track. So yes, I get most of my inspiration from my own personal struggles, but as well I get them from what I feel people need or would like or want, because most of the items I make go to either a loved one, a friend, or I'm selling them. My love language is gift giving, and I love to gift people things, but also I love creating things for other people. So I've always been like that. Even as a kid, I used to draw and give them to my parents, my friends, to my family members, or I used to create something. When my cousin was born, I used to grab Capri Sun boxes and make fake registers out of them and take them to my aunt's house, and my 3-year-old cousin would play with them, or I would grab a box and make it into a choo-choo train because he loved trains, and I would add the fake wheels and everything. It took me hours, but I would take it and he would love it. So from a very young age, I've been crafting, but my main thing has been crafting for others. It's very important to me. So yeah, that's where my inspiration mainly comes from. Next question: how do you manage your stash as it awaits transformation into a journal? I think this is a great question. My cats are literally panicking right now. I don't know why, but so when I first started, I had folders. I literally had either folders or a binder, and they had the little clear sheets, and I would put my scraps in that per project. But then I felt like I would forget about them, so I felt like I needed them around me. So what I started doing is I started getting Ziploc bags. Dollar Tree has huge Ziploc bags, by the way. Like one's like 14 by 16, okay? So just letting you know. So yeah, I would get really big Ziploc bags and I would put all my pages in there, and I felt like it almost became like a kit. And I've been thinking about doing that for my shop, building like my own kit with the Ziploc bags. Some people might find it tacky, but I enjoy it. I feel like the bag actually lasts a while, so it's not gonna go anywhere, and if you drop the bag, it's not gonna fall out like a box would or whatever. So that is how I stash my crafting supplies. But also I have ADHD, and one of the things that we do is we stack things. If you do not know that, yeah, people with ADHD stack things. So I have piles and piles of stacks. that are probably not a good idea, because if my cats bump into it, that's it. Landslide. So I need to work on that. But yeah, mainly I put them in Ziploc bags or in a box, even though I don't prefer the box idea, but if I have to, box. Okay, next question. What do you do with your journals when you finish them? Like I mentioned in my first crafting question, I gift them or I sell them. I personally do not like to keep something if I'm not going to use it for myself. I have thought about making myself a journal with my own likes and things. That would be fun, but at the moment I feel like I don't really need a junk journal. Maybe when I have more pictures of my family and things like that, I might add them and make it like a little album, but right now I don't really need one. I do need a bullet journal, and I just bought one, so I'm gonna be using that and taking advantage to craft and make spreads every now and then. So yes, that's what I do with my journals. Next question. Do you have a favorite junk journaler you follow? I want to say yes and no. Yes, I have a few that I enjoy watching, but at the moment I don't feel like I have an actual favorite one that I'm like strictly watching all their videos and dedicating my whole time to them or anything like that. I do have crafter friends who have YouTubes, and I do enjoy watching their videos and supporting them, but I will name a few down below so you guys can check them out, the ones that I do enjoy watching and checking out more often than others. Okay, next question. What is your favorite craft aesthetic? So everybody has their own taste. A lot of people like the whole vintage thing. Other people like the whole, what's the word, grungy thing. Some people like, you know, a more goth look. I know grungy and goth kind of go hand in hand. Some people like a more natural scent, so more like whites and creams, things like that. And then there's other people that are more like chic, that like the more chic looks. I feel like my aesthetic changes a lot, but as some of you guys have seen in my rainbow junk journal, I am a very colorful person. I love colors. And I feel like I like a color combinations in my junk journal, or at least prefer some sort of color in my junk journal. I like bright colors. I know a lot of people do not like bright colors in their junk journals because they want to do a more vintage, you know, minimal thing. I'm the opposite of minimal. That is the main reason why my rainbow junk journal will not close, because it is so filled with goodies that I honestly feel like I overdid it, but I just felt like I just needed to keep making things, and I should have stopped, but now I finished it and it's going to its new home, so I'm very excited. Okay, next question. Where do you source your materials? Okay, like you guys have seen, Dollar Tree, number one, Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, and Target at times. That's mainly where I go. Every now and then I check Party City, because Party City has props, things like that, so I sometimes go there and see what I can make for junk journaling. Sometimes they'll have stickers, they'll have bags, or they'll have something that I can use, napkins. So I go every now and then just to check it out. Plus, one of my Michael's literally has a Party City right behind it, so we just drive around it. Oh, and another place, Five Below. You'll be surprised with what you can find at Five Below. But online wise, I would say my main place would be either Amazon or Etsy. Really, the main places where I get my supplies. Okay, I'm turning the page, second page. I promise I'm almost done. Okay, Next, what materials do you enjoy using the most? Probably paper. I feel like paper is the most flexible, easiest material to use. I'm not very well with cardboard, and I'm not very well with more complicated materials. Like some people they're amazing and they just can do it. I, on the other hand, struggle with that kind of materials, especially because I have hand tremors, and I feel like paper craft's a little more easier on the hands, at least on my hands. And yes, some things do have to be precise because that's how paper crafts work. But of course, nobody's perfect. There's no perfection. But there is a style to paper crafting that I really do enjoy. So I feel like paper. But if I had to say a tool, like a tool that I would use the most would probably be glue, and I feel like fabric tag has been a lifesaver. Next questions. Suggestions for creating junk journals for girls aged 9 through 12. Like I said, I'm going to start working on a junk journal series for kids. That would include teens, because I do consider them as kids. So I will do more simpler ones for the younger folks and more mature ones for the older generation, probably age 10 to 15-ish. Of course, the older folks can also follow along. I mean, Okay, next question. How do you get over that fear of starting and finally make something? Here's a quote that someone once told me, because I'm a huge fear is failure. And someone said, you will never fail if you don't try, but you will never succeed if you don't try. So the thing is, what if you try it and you don't fail? Or what if you do try it and you do fail, but you learn from that, and then the next time you do succeed? You have to learn from your mistakes. That's why there's a saying that practice makes perfect. I don't think it makes perfect, but practice does make progress. So when I first started junk journaling, literally laughable, okay? Not the best. But I learned how to bookbind a book, and I learned how to, create things like that. I learned what glue works best. I learned, what kind of paper works best, how to decoupage napkins, and it all comes with trying and learning, because just watching the videos is not going to cut it. You need to put your hands into the practice, or else you're never going to get good. You're never going to get better. So yeah, start by knowing that you're going to fail. Just start saying, okay, you know what, I'm gonna fail at it, but at least I can say that I tried. And who knows, you might surprise yourself and be like, okay, you know what, this actually turned out cute, or not that bad. I feel like I can actually gift this to my mom and she will appreciate it. Plus, it'll be I gave my first junk journal to my friend Vanessa. It was the first one I made, and I felt like she was such a sweet person to me, and I just felt like she needed to have the first junk journal I ever made. And I'm not sure if she still has it, but I gave it to her. I made it out of a gift bag and some fake leather, like faux leather, and I just put some white pages, and that was it. But I was still proud that I made it. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. It was uneven and all, but the fact that I tried and that I did it, and then I was able to give it to somebody who hopefully appreciated it. I'm not sure if she did, but I hope she did, because it was made with a lot of care and a lot of dedication. But yeah, so just try it, okay? How many people succeed the first time? Very little. Okay, some people, and if they do, they're lucky, okay, and they need to stop bragging. But most people struggle. Okay, last 3 questions. What's your greatest invention? Unfortunately, your girl has not invented anything. I wish, but no. But I have shared my best tips with you guys, my best discoveries. So, for example, especially with Dollar Tree, how there's a fabric cutter at Dollar Tree that you don't really need to go to Joann's and spend like $15 on. And there's other things from Dollar Tree that you can use that you don't need to spend more money on. So I feel like in that way I have shared and even but I feel like my greatest, not invention, but my greatest thing has been I'm trying to think of like everything I've made in my life. I'll probably cut this out because I'm thinking for too long, but I know. I made a planet. I made planet, and it was my own planet because it was for school. And I literally bought a foam planet from Michael's. I painted it, but then I noticed that the paint was absorbing it. It wasn't really painting well, so I got some newspaper. I glued it onto it, and then once I was able to smooth it out the best I could. That's when I started putting the paint on it, and that's when I started taking the paint. And then after that, I put glitter on, and I put Mod Podge on top of that, and then I started taking pictures. And I had this poster that was iridescent, but it had patterns. So I put the planet on a cup, and I started taking pictures of it, and the flash and the planet actually made it look like an illusion on the poster. So it literally looked like outer space, but it was the poster and the light. So I feel like that was my greatest like thing that I made up on the spot. Most of the items are stored in containers, like cups, boxes. I have cards, like craft cards. Believe it or not, I have 3 craft cards, and they're full. I live in a studio apartment, so unfortunately, your girl does not have the storage. So what I've been doing is I've been putting all my seasonal stuff in boxes, labeling them, and putting them in storage. So that way when Christmas comes, I just go to my storage shed, grab the Christmas boxes, bring them in, and use them for that. And then once whatever I have left, I put it back on the box, and I put it back in my storage bin, and it stays there. Of course, I don't put things that are gonna melt, or because Fresno heat is no joke. But I do put things that I know will be kept safe, and I make sure to tape it so well because there's a lot of daddy long leg spiders. So I do not look forward going to the storage shed, but I mean, that's how I've been storing right now lately. Okay. How do I sell my journals without Etsy? So yes, Etsy is a great place to start. I usually recommend you to set up an Etsy so you can start, at least have something where people are like, where can I check your products? Go to Etsy. Another place you guys can sell is on Facebook Market. I have seen some people sell on Facebook Market. Another place you can sell is on eBay. Some people sell on eBay, and then that's really a popular place to sell junk journals, actually, eBay. A lot of people go on eBay to buy either supplies or actual junk journals. Another place would be Instagram. You don't have to have an Instagram business account. You can just post pictures, and if someone wants to buy it, they can DM you. You can always make your own store. on Coffee. So if you do not know what Coffee is, it's a place where you can donate, well, not donate, but give money to people who you support, either by them giving you content or them giving you art. It's kind of similar to what's that account called? Anyways, I can't remember, but where you have to pay for a membership. This is kind of the opposite. You pay them to support them. So I do have a coffee page, so if you guys would like to buy me a coffee, that's basically what it is. You guys, instead of buying them something or giving them something, you just buy them a coffee. A coffee's like what, $3? So you can give a person $3 or $5 or more coffees, and basically it's what it equals to. So there is a spot there where you can actually add items and people can purchase them. So that is another spot. Let's see where else. You can sell them on YouTube. Just have an email and have them email you what journals you would like to buy. You can always go to craft fairs or events where they let you be a vendor and sell your handmade items. Also for community outings, so if your community is doing like an event and they need people to either sell or do something or even do a fundraiser, you don't have to give everything you make. You can give like 10% of your earnings to the church, if you go to church, or the event or the group that you're participating with. So yeah. Next question. How do you decorate pages if you pre-plan to sell them for actual journaling? So I'm not sure what this person means by actual journaling. If they mean like writing journal, I will go online, either make my own line paper, buy my own line paper, print the line papers, and set them up in the order that I want and sew it together. Now if she means like an actual junk journal, like me setting up the pages, like for example this one, then yeah, that's what I do. Basically I peel them from the scrapbook and then I just layer them. So the first one I want is this one, so I'm putting that here, and then after that I would like this one, so I'm putting that one under that, and then I basically will do that, and then I start measuring, like, okay, so is half going to be this, like me folding this in half, or am I gonna need like more, basically, and then just do the measurements from there. This is not gonna be my first page, but it's just an example. So yeah, and then basically for actually selling them, like I said, you want to see what people are into at the moment, or what's trending in the crafting community, or in, you know, so it's good to ask around, be like, hey, you know, what if someone sells, you know, just be like, what mainly sells for you, if they're willing to share that information. Some people are not comfortable sharing anything about their shop. That's perfectly fine. Other people call it gatekeeping. I think it's perfectly fine if they're not comfortable sharing everything about their shop. But yeah, you can always ask around your friends, be like, hey, I noticed you sold a cat journal. Are people really into cat journals right now? If she says yes, be like, okay, you know, I think I'll make one for my shop. And yeah, okay. Next one will be, how do you get your fussy cuts so good? Girl, I'm on this boat. I'm struggling, but I have noticed that most of the creators either have a very thin scissor, very precise, pointy. I have done some research and I think some of them have used something called an embroidery scissors. I am not sure if that's what they're called, but I feel like that's what I've seen online. And then there is more tinier scissors. Actually, Dollar Tree sells a very tiny pink scissors, and they're perfect for fussy cutting because they're small, but they're pointy and sharp, and they will cut around. And then lastly, for example, right here, this butterfly black tail, this triangle right here and here, these two triangles, it's really hard to actually get your scissor in there, get a precise cut. So what people do is they get found it. Okay. Some people get an X-Acto knife. I'm not going to cut it, but... And basically cut the edges around and slowly trace and cut it around. And then just peel it off. Or slowly pluck it off. Same here with the ears. It's going to be... A lot of people either go around... Like around the image. But if you want to be really precise... I do not think it would be a nice idea to cut this close. I would just either cut straight or like a little oval because they're so thin. But for example, these, you know, these spots are going to be a little harder to get with scissors. So the X-Acto knife would be nice to trace the thin stem and then the leaves. So some people use X-Acto knives. Others use embroidery scissors, and others use very thin, small scissors. And others use regular house scissors or fabric scissors, and they're just good at it. And you know what? I'm jelly because I have hand tremors and I cannot get the perfect cut. Okay, I struggle with getting a good cut because I just cannot. Even as a kid, I would struggle cutting. And it's funny because I'm left-handed. Almost everything I do is with my left hand except cutting. Cutting scissors, I use my right hand. So that is a thing that you can do. So mini fussy cutting, those are a few tips. Okay, next one. And I think these last two are it, if I'm correct. Let me double check. But yeah, okay, these last two are it. Do you have a favorite spread you've made? Yes, I will share a picture of my Instagram post here so you guys can see it. But yeah, I mainly do spreads when I'm really emotional and I need to get out. I also write poetry, so sometimes I'll write a quote of a poem I've written or a phrase to express how I'm feeling. So yes, I actually have one. So the one I showed is my favorite one so far. I haven't made more actually. I need to get back into that. So yeah, okay. And then last question, how can I get better at collaging? It's kind of the same thing as I mentioned with practice and afraid of starting. You just need to start. And some might look good and some might not look great, but I think the best way to start is with pattern paper. Just many scraps of pattern paper, put them at random or have a color scheme and slowly work on that, and you'll have a sheet covered in scraps, and then you could cut them and make tags and things like that. Another thing you can do is after you're done, grab a stamp pad, let's say a butterfly stamp pad, and you have all the paper there. You start stamping it at random, and then you can make tags out of that. But basically I would say make the base first, whatever base. If you want to leave the base white, then that's fine, and then slowly add your embellishments after. I think that would be the best for the collage, but also go as you work and pull out some things that you're gonna use. So you're gonna be like, okay, for sure I want to add this washi tape to the borders, and for sure I want to add these stickers because that's my theme. So it's good to have pieces because that will give you more inspiration for other things to do. So let's say you wanted to put the main image in the center, but you're like, you know what, that's just not it. I'm gonna put the image on the left, and I'm gonna put my second image right here on the right, and it will look better. So it's all about trial and error. But also something that really helped me was putting the items on the paper before gluing them. So let's say all these items right here are not glued. I would do that. I would put all the items in the paper how I wanted them. I would not glue them, and then start from a corner and start gluing it, and going and going, and then everything is glued. So that's usually how I started. But of course, everybody has their own style. That's just mine. Okay, and that concludes everything. This video is an hour long, but I think with the editing it'll be shorter. But now onto the giveaway information. Okay. I will include the rules in the down below. I don't know what that section is called, but down below. And yeah, but here it is. First rule: you must subscribe. You must be subscribed to my channel to participate. That is one of the main rules. If you're not following me, you will not, and you do win, you will not be included in the giveaway, and I will run it again. 2, comment with the word pomegranate. So you don't have to say, oh, I really want to win pomegranate. No, I would like it if you guys would be more creative. Like, oh, I really like just a random sentence but includes pomegranates. Like, oh, I really enjoy eating pomegranates. There's the word. I really enjoy the channel, especially the logo that has pomegranates. Just the word pomegranates. Oh, my pet's name is Pomegranate, even if it's not true. So do a comment with the word pomegranate. It could be the most randomest sentence. You can AI if you just really cannot make anything. But the thing is to just write something with the word pomegranate. And to those of you who want to wish me a happy 1 year, that's perfectly fine. But just in that same post, if you can, include the word pomegranate. Please, 1 entry per person, so do not spam me with like 20 pomegranate posts. Just 1 entry for everybody. And then I will enter everybody individually. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it through number system. If you do not know what number system is everybody comments, and then from the top I start numbering people. So the first person that comments is going to be number 1. Next person 2, 3, and then the last person will be 30th, because let's say 30 people commented. So I might do that, or I might just actually write down everybody's handle and basically put them in a bowl and just shake it and pick. So we'll see which one I go through. So yes, first thing, subscribe. Second thing, comment the word pomegranate. And let's see, yeah, that's really it. You do not have to like my video, but if you do, I would really appreciate it. But that is not mandatory in the giveaway. So please be respectful. Do not attack other people. But if you do see someone posting like 2 or 3 times, then just, like either comment on me, because I will make a comment down below. Just comment and be like, hey, this person posted like 6 times, and I will go and either delete them or fix them if I haven't noticed. And then if there's anything that goes wrong, I will try my best to fix it before the date. Another thing I was going to bring up is, yes, if you have 2 accounts, yes, you can go on your other account, subscribe, and comment the word pomegranate in a sentence. That is allowed. So if you have a second account, go for it. But not from the same account. So you cannot post pomegranate twice in the same account. So I hope that makes sense. So, but yes, if you have a second account, or 3 accounts, you're more than welcome to enter more than once that way. That is not a welcoming for you guys to make like 30 accounts and comment pomegranate. Although that would be cool, because I would get subscribers and I would like to reach 200 subscribers. But no, let's try and actually not bombard the comment section, so I don't spend so many nights writing down everybody's handle. But I really appreciate everybody who has spent time with me this whole year that I've been creating and sharing my content. I appreciate those who messaged me on the regular and said, hey, I watched your video and I really enjoyed it. Or others that say, hey, you know what, I watch it and my kids watch it too, and that honestly makes me so happy when kids watch it, because I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I have to be on my best behavior. So I try not to use curse words in this account, even though I do curse in my own life. So if a word does slip, I do apologize, but I try not to be super inappropriate, because I do want to keep myself a little bit professional. Not professional, but not cray-cray. Okay, I can save that for my Instagram. I'm just kidding. But yes, so I will write down the rules here. Okay, so I am going to let you go, because today's Friday and I have to edit the video still and add up images and all that. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try. So this video is almost an hour and a half long. Okay, oh my god. So yeah, I have a lot to edit. So yeah, I am going to leave you guys here, but thank you so much for 1 year. Oh, I forgot. The winner will be announced on the 50th video. I think this is going to be the number 47, the 47th video. But don't worry, the 50th video will say 50th video, and you will know what the 50th video is. So stay tuned. But yeah, the winner will be announced there. Please do note that the winner has 24 hours to respond to the win. If they do not respond within the 24 hours, I will rerun the giveaway. The reason why I'm doing this is because I have had people who have won in my past giveaways, and I message them and they never respond, and then the giveaway ends and that's it. Like, the person just never responded. So I now give the person 24 hours to respond, because if that way it'll be fair for the other members to regroup the giveaway and actually give a fair chance to somebody who will be able to respond and appreciate the gift. I'm not saying that the other person would not appreciate the gift, but because they were not able to respond or even send me an address, I wasn't able to gift them to them. So yeah, so okay, I will write, like I said, I will write the rules. So I guess all the rules are: subscribe, comment Pomegranate, do not unfollow after following, like right away. If you want to unfollow after like a week, I don't care, but like, before I announce the winner, do not unfollow or you will be eliminated. And the winner must contact me within 24 hours, or else it will be run again for another winner. So please keep that in mind when you are entering. But yes, okay, I will stop talking now because I've talked way too much, so I'm going to leave this here. Thank you so much for those of you guys who have dedicated your time for watching a video, spent time watching my video, commenting, liking, reaching out to me. It honestly means a lot, and actually helps me with my mental health. It makes my day, honestly. So if you want to make me smile, say hi. Just say hi. I would appreciate it. But yeah, until next time, I have literally a couple of Dollar Tree hauls and an Amazon haul and a thrift haul coming. So I do have a lot of content coming. I am not going anywhere. Unfortunately, the Rainbow Junk Journal, I was not able to record a video because your girl forgot to record it and already mailed it. So if the girl shares pictures, then I will post them here. But if not, then it is sent, it is done, and I apologize. But yes, okay, I'm done talking now. Until next time, bye!